Welcome to our exploration of history through the eyes of some of the most renowned historians. You know, when we look up at the night sky, we're not just seeing twinkling points of light, we're looking billions of years into the past, witnessing the birth of stars and the dance of galaxies. In a way, that's a lot like history itself. It's a vast, ever-unfolding story that connects us to all those who came before us. Let's dive into how these great minds define history, and how their perspectives can illuminate our understanding of the human journey. Herodotus, writing in the 5th century BC, called history a record of the past. Think about that for a second. Back then, they didn't have Twitter threads or Instagram stories to document every little thing. Imagine the stories that were lost, the perspectives we'll never know. But Herodotus, he understood that even back then humans had this innate desire to preserve their past, to learn from it, to pass it down. Now, Thucydides, he was coming from a different angle. He wasn't just chronicling wars and kings, he saw history as a tool, a possession for all time. You see, Thucydides lived through the Peloponnesian War, a brutal conflict that tore Greece apart. He believed that by studying the past, by understanding the mistakes and the triumphs of those who came before us, we could actually avoid repeating those same mistakes in the present. Now fast forward a few centuries and we meet Ibn Khaldun. He was way ahead of his time, arguing that history wasn't just some dry collection of names and dates. He saw patterns, cycles, cause and effect. Ibn Khaldun treated history almost like a science, a way to study societies, their rise and fall, and to maybe, just maybe, find a path toward a better future. Chapter 4. Leopold von Ranke, The Power of Primary Sources. Leopold von Ranke, a 19th century German historian, emphasized the importance of primary sources in understanding history. He believed that historians should strive for objectivity, to let the past speak for itself through first-hand accounts and original documents. Chapter 5. Fernand Braudel, The Long View. Fernand Braudel, a French historian, introduced the concept of longue durée, which translates to long duration. He argued that to truly understand history, we need to zoom out, to look beyond individual events and examine the slow, almost imperceptible changes that shape civilizations over generations, even centuries. Think about the rise and fall of empires, the impact of climate change, the evolution of ideas. These things don't happen overnight. Chapter 6. Howard Zinn, A People's History. Howard Zinn challenged traditional narratives, urging us to see history from the perspective of the marginalized, the oppressed, the often forgotten voices. He reminded us that history is written by the victors, and that there are always multiple perspectives to consider. Doris Lessing, a renowned novelist and feminist thinker, saw history as a mirror reflecting our own humanity. She believed that by studying the past, we could gain a deeper understanding of ourselves, our motivations, and our place in the grand tapestry of time. Chapter 8. Yuval Noah Harari, The Sapiens Story. Yuval Noah Harari, with his sweeping narratives in books like Sapiens, reminds us that history is ultimately the story of us, Homo sapiens. He explores the big questions: how did we become the dominant species on Earth? What does our past tell us about our future? Chapter 9. Niall Ferguson, Civilizations on the Rise. Niall Ferguson, known for his work on empires and financial history, examines the factors that contribute to the rise and fall of civilizations. He argues that history is not simply a linear progression, but rather a complex interplay of forces: economic, social, technological, and cultural. Chapter 10. David McCullough, The Power of Storytelling. David McCullough, a master storyteller, emphasizes the importance of narrative in bringing history to life. He believes that history is not just about dates and facts, but about the people who lived through those times, their hopes, their dreams, their struggles. Outro, our place in the cosmos of time. These definitions show us that history is not just about the past, but also about understanding our present and shaping our future. It's about recognizing the patterns, the cycles, the interconnectedness of events across time and cultures. Just like astronomers use telescopes to peer into the vastness of space, we can use history to explore the vastness of time, to connect with those who came before us, and to chart a course for a more informed and enlightened future. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time.